Germanna. I'm coming after you. Now. I simply cannot explain. I simply can. So, I was on academic suspension after my summer quarter, spring quarter. I was getting confused, but basically from May to September or August, due to my performance. Correct? Is that a fair assessment? Even though I went above and beyond my position as a student to recognize the integrity of the classroom. Is that not correct? Not only did I do that during that summer quarter that I was put on academic suspension, I also was able to disseminate enough information to illustrate a safety concern that was recognized. And due to budget problems, okay, we can get the fashionable things. And so I created an alternative, which is why there's those Sprite bottles on the rebar that's sticking out on the ground, because people were cutting corner. And that's why it's foolish to make things square all the time. I've never heard anybody stubbing their toe on a round table. The reason why people stub their toes is because there's a corner there and they cut it. That's human nature. But it's about noon on a Wednesday, and I've been drinking some beer, whatever. Not only that, the fact that I recognized a problem due to my own personal experiences, and I tried to recognize those experiences, and I was like, well, hey, if I'm such a threat when I'm not even actually trying to hurt anybody besides the change in morality by utilizing a pen and paper and by an educated mind, thoughtful mind, I should say. Because that's what happens when a person unites the heart and the brain, they become thoughtful. They may not be the smartest of individuals, but the thing is that they're thoughtful. I'm very thoughtful. I digress. What it comes down to is, I was on academic suspension due to my performance during the summer of 2017. However, that I was not allowed in the fall quarter of college because of my academic suspension. Which is crazy because I'm actually 100% through the VA, and I'm being punished because I'm having trouble performing, even though I'm showing an effort, right? And my effort may not be appropriate to the classroom, and I understand that. It's still applicable to real life. Why is it that Germanna Community College cooked the books using my name, number, my identification to exploit the VA, Veterans Affairs, by utilizing my GI Bill when I wasn't going to college? And the reason why I'm speaking up about this is because I check my mail. Sometimes there's certain things I actually pay attention to. At the same time, I was really appreciate it because I've been burning myself out the last little bit trying to figure out my next step. And the thing is, I got more frustrated due to the fact that, once again, Germanna messed up my paperwork. This time it was bank error in my favor. I actually really enjoy Rolling Rock. I drank it a few times, but like, yeah, that's becoming my new fave. Anyways, once again, I proved that those in positions of authority are walking around with skid marks and underwear from my knowledge because their failure to complete paperwork. Well, when I take a Humphrey Dumphrey, I don't stop at light brown. And because that's a certain amount of paperwork, and so that's what it comes down to, is that these people are not getting, or they're getting paid to do paperwork, and they're not performing. And so that's why I call a lot of these bureaucrats skid marks of society, is because, well, if they're getting paid to do a certain job and they're leaving skid marks, well, I can only I don't even want to think about what their underoos look like, because they must be freaking, even if they're black on, I mean, it has to be a fecal brown. Like, their underwear has to be a fecal brown in order for them to go in with fucking whatever it is. So, yeah. And with all these things that are happening at these schools and these colleges, and just like I said, Germanna Community College, freaking there, and that school was there was a lot of crime at that school. Which is why I originally thought up the idea of bringing veterans into the school to freaking illustrate security, and at the same time, like, pardon me, even if the college cannot pay the veterans hourly, it could be class time, and those credits could carry over. Because that's something that the colleges don't understand, is that they're just so used to bringing in money. But the thing is that they don't know how to actually utilize that money. And they don't know how to hire from within. They are lazy, which is why I got into a lot of issues in Washington State, is because that people think that they are above and beyond because they can get into a certain position and display a certain seniority within their community to get away with murder, which is why teacher unions are completely absurd. And what it comes down to is, here in Washington State, from coast to coast, woo, that's how ruthless I am. Ring Blue freaking high school in Washington, D.C. Check out that news. And how many people were not supposed to graduate, but they did anyways. And just like gerrymandering took place. But maybe gerrymandering is not the appropriate language, because it is government. It is established lines. And what was happening is that certain individuals were utilizing their positions to make it easier for their significant others, whether it's a friend, best friend, daughter, son, mother, whoever it is. They're making it easier for those people to skip ahead of the line. And when an individual is able to skip ahead of the line, it's a form of crosstalk. And it's like, hey, this is my position of power. And people that are in those roles, community leaders, they exploit them, which is what I've demonstrated. And which is why I'm just like, because before Trump even decided to run for presidency, he even had a thought in his battle I read 3 years ago, at least, is when, because I was at Highline. No. That was when I was at Pierce. So that was 2014, end of 2014. And so, yeah, it's been at least 3-4 years. And I had the idea of the veterans. And I actually came up with a plan. An actual plan, just like the wall that Trump is trying to build. Instead of actually, trying to build a wall, it's better because the United States loves to spend money on their defense. And offense, I should say. They say defense, but it's really offense. And the thing is that we could actually create a version of the next level up from NTC, the National Trans Center in California. I never went there because, I was 30th AG attachment. My unit was ready to deploy in. When I got back, I was injured. And so, even though people didn't go to POA or PTA, Palua Training Area, it was a different time. But what it comes down to is that it's hard for me to even fucking function. And I think that's my first real freaking curse this entire time, because that just shows my emotion. It really pisses me off that I've been accused of so many heinous activities. And what it comes down to is I'm just explaining the situation and I'm relaxing. What the hell's going to happen to me? It's the same thing that can happen to anybody else. I'm just in a better position. And y'all want to put me in this position? Well, I'm already doing better than over half this country. And of that second half, I'm doing better than 75% of them. In the end. I'm not doing this for my own personal gain. My YouTube channel has been demonetized because of the reason. A lot of my videos aren't even, brought up or whatever else because of some of the stuff I say. And no, that's not me being conspiratorial. I mean, maybe it's just a bunch of us, and I'm just being on a small channel and actually have experience in things, whereas a lot of these other channels don't. I'm a big threat. I'm such a threat that I don't even need to own a firearm. I don't even maintain explosives. This is the most powerful weapon we have. But in order to use it the appropriate way, we must use our freaking hearts. It's being thoughtful. So, with all this being said, I know I went on a tangent. The fact is that there's a huge problem in the system, and I keep on fighting it because I'm an engineer and I solve problems. I may not be a mechanical engineer, machine engineer. I have some familiarities with it. I'm more of a I swing at everything. I'm not always right. I'm a constant think tank. I've been without thought for a while. For a long while. And the being without thought for a long while. And I'm very thoughtful. Personally, I'm without thought because I'm tired of being hurt. And I try to find something to live for. And if I can't live for myself, then I'll die for somebody else. Hence the reason why I joined the infantry during wartime. It takes a mad fucking person to do something like that. Especially join infantry. Before I even got on a basic, I already knew that I was going down range in a few months. Drill Sergeant Allen, motherfucker, sir, because people got pissed at me because I went to Hawaii. I went to Schofield Barracks. Hence, little pause there. I went to Schofield Barracks, 38th AG. Then I was in 235 Alpha Company. And what's funny is that, I mentioned this before, but, what's funny is that when I was in 30th AG, I kept on hearing, oh, you don't want Alpha Company. And it's like, oh, and, oh, shit, I got Alpha Company. And then, all of a sudden I hear, you don't want a second platoon. And, oh, shit, who gets put in a second platoon? But then at the same time, here I am, a fucking new guy. And, my drill sergeant mate, or my, squad leader, meets me, Staff Sergeant, damn, it just fled my mind, Rashkin, says, normally I have more senior guys and they're bigger than you. Basically, I was the headquarters squad of my platoon. I was ammo bitch, ammo bear. The AB. I got smoked all the time. There are many days where, that was the biggest toll I ever. Being a new guy down the range with a bunch of guys that are stop lost. And at the same time, things constantly improved. The infrastructure improved. So from when they were there to when I was there, it was a cakewalk. In their eyes. Even though we were being blown up and shit, it was a cakewalk. That's why I say Iraq was being trained in real life. Getting smoked on patrols. Before patrols, after patrols, being smoked all the fucking time. People don't understand what torture is. I'll never forget this one time I was on detail and I got put on line details because my squad or my platoon didn't really care for me. And it's alright, stick on my payback later on. Oh, yes, I did. Oh, man. I can't remember his name, but it was a sergeant. We were at Braswell Moore. And we were walking and going to where we needed to be. And he's like, we were just bullshitting because we always got along, even though I was a fucking E2. I mean, maybe I was an E3 at the time, but those are E4, they gave me ranks. the thing is, he said, you look smart. There are certain people that you're smart. You look smart. I mean, I was. It just felt good to have someone actually see me for who I am. And maybe I'd be a different person if I was in a different platoon. For getting started a patrol, fucking at 0400, getting all the trucks ready, getting done at freaking 1800, and then getting stuck relieving someone that's lazy, that was on KP all day, and not getting done till freaking 12. 100 hours, a dark 30. Yeah. Oh no. Wake the fuck up, people. I am not the insane one. I drink. Just to sleep. Well, it's more about passing out. I don't sleep. I just pass out. And I wake up, freaking once the hangover is finished, and when I say hungover, like, I don't get hungover. Like, it takes a little bit to get hungover. What I mean is, like, freaking drinking beer, being freaking intoxicated, crashing, waking up once the crash is over, starting. Maybe I'm an alcoholic. It's not about craving alcohol, it's more about freaking just trying to get through the fucking day. I mean, there's not much to live for. Which is why I'm thankful that there's the internet and YouTube. And for my 236 subscribers, here now, I mean, just a few days ago it was 228, so I'm making way. I was never trying to become a YouTube millionaire. A lot of people think of, like, I think whatever about me, and that's fine. Man, I went on a big tangent. And it all stemmed from Germanna Community College, just proving that what happens on the West Coast still happens here on the East Coast. There's the recording light that's blinking, and so I just decided to give myself a little Indian knot, or Indian dot. But there's a huge problem here in the United States, and the only way we're going to fix this problem is by fixing our community leaders, because our community leaders are destroying our communities for their own personal gain, because they realize that it's about get in and get out, and develop a reputation, play for the other side. And what's happening is that part of the reason why there's so much disruption in the economy and in society individually. All right, so real quick, because my freaking toothbrush is turned on, I took the head off because friggin' I was soaking it. But I think what happens with these ones is that the gasket, the O-ring around here, breaks, and then that causes water to get trapped in there, and then that causes faulty connections. So I mean, that's just plain obsolescence in itself. I mean, and that's my third one in Sonicare. When was the last time I've been to a dentist? It was actually 2010. But it wasn't even like a real doctor visit. It was more about just getting mold injections and freaking a little hygiene and stuff like that. So, I mean, and even then, like, but yeah, I'm just a crazy freaking madman. Maybe now I am a crazy freaking madman because I just got myself worked up thinking about a few different things. And it all sent back to college because that was supposed to be my job. I was just supposed to be a student. And I'm such a good student that I get myself in trouble with my essays. I mean, like, but really, if I can get in trouble for not being in class at an appropriate time, then the teacher should as well. And what hurts me more is that if I'm paying for something, why am I being punished? And that's what pisses me off about Germanna Community College. All the colleges. If I'm paying for something, I should not be punished by the institution. I'm punished myself. I'm doing something against my own dollar. And so, with me getting paid, you're utilizing my GI Bill during the fall, September to December. However you want to orchestrate that madness, Germanna Community College. I was on academic suspension at that point in time. However, I still got my GI Bill payments. I don't think I got my book stipend. I might have got my book stipend, but so you essentially robbed from me. I didn't get an education, and I didn't get penalized. So where are my grades for those classes? And the thing is that this isn't the first time y'all messed up paperwork, and at the same time, this is not the first time y'all messed up because I've been documenting things and I've been looking for problems. They just keep on happening. And so, I dare you. I dare you. That's not a violent threat. I'm not going to shoot anybody up because that's one of my guns. That's my other gun. This one's actually loaded. When Highline Community Colleges or college decide to make a false claim saying that they were being shot up because they heard potential gunshots, what I do immediately when I heard that, within an hour, I contacted authorities and said, hey, I had nothing to do with it. I'm not even in that state. I'm not there, blah, 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 blah. Spoke to the county sheriff. Yeah, I mean, I'm calling 911 on myself. Because that's how scary of a person I am. Because people want to keep on understanding, I'm capable of this, that, and the other. They don't want to give me the fucking benefit of the doubt that I'm not going to. If they think I'm so capable of devastation instead of actual glorification. That's what pisses me off. In Germanna, I know you have your own social media department, just like all the other colleges do and whatnot. And I mean, it's going to be a waste of money because, well, they're just trying to PR things, and, well, you know, you get federal money. I mean, it's just like, my hair's better than your girlfriend's. Where, yeah. I may not take care of many things, but I take care of my teeth, I take care of my face, I take care of my hair, and my body takes care of itself. Everything else, nah, what the fuck doesn't fucking matter. Deuces. Germanna Community College. Am I off academic suspension yet? And what's crazy is that you guys actually cooked the books for me. Thanks. I knew it could be done. But I didn't request it, so that's part of the reason why I'm actually making myself boisterous. Is because, well, y'all jacked up and put my academic suspension, but you still took my money and my education away from me. I'm supposed to be happy-go-lucky because Germanna Community College is half a mile that way. Part of the reason why I moved here, just like I did at freaking Signature Point in Washington State. I put myself located right near my college, just like I did when I was going Highline and was living in Huntington Woods because they were just a couple miles away. I made certain I could get to my college, maintain my responsibilities, and y'all fucking stole that from me. For what? For what? What the hell did I do to you? Just because you got problems with your own system, you're going to make me be the problem. Make me